I've been a golf hater for 23 years. Yeah.
And you realize, hey, it's not really for you.
Mm-hmm. I think that sometimes taking a step back and really looking at what you need, whether that's a day, whether that's a week, whether that's 2 weeks, to just collect yourself. I would sit there all day and just ruminate.
You don't trust your mind because sometimes your mind lies to you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it'll make you believe shit that's like not real.
Yeah.
You know?
We just gaslight ourselves.
Yeah, no, exactly.
I felt this like extreme urgency to get my stuff done, get a job, start a family, like get married and buy a house.
Okay, what makes a person happy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Success is different to everybody. Like what is successful for me might be very different than my friends who are getting married and starting families this year. It's everything that I feel in that moment. And then I close the book, it's gone. If it's not fuck yes, it's hell no.
Hello, you beautiful people. Welcome back to the Long-Term Podcast. I'm your host, Advin Villa. Today, we have a person involved in shift work. She is a mental health advocate. Recently, she has just started golfing and trying things differently, and she's a great person, a good friend of mine, and I've known her since grade 3, Tegan Pasitney. We will discuss finding new hobbies as an adult, realizing you're getting older, and maintaining good mental health through life changes. Tegan is a very inspiring individual, and she's gone through so much in regards to her mental health and dealing with calling herself a failure, but all throughout it, she's found tools to be able to cope, and she's found herself amidst all the pain and the suffering. She has found meaning and just the novelty that she's derived from the different activities and the message she has to say. It's phenomenal. I think you could derive a lot of value, especially if you're going through life changes or if you have experience with not feeling enough. It's a very honest conversation, a lot of compassion. I am thankful for Tegan. She is a great friend of mine. Everybody, welcome. All right, welcome to the Long-Term Podcast. Tegan Pasitney, everyone.
Hello, thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, welcome back. It's
Thank
been,
you, yes.
What, like a year and a half?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. But what inspired you to pick up a new hobby like golf or reading later in life, and what surprised you most about it?
I found that I really was just working a lot and wasn't seeing my friends. I just didn't have a lot going on. And I kind of just had this realization. I was like, I need to do something with my time. And I started with reading, and like reading has never been a thing that I've been into. I'll try it, I'll read one book and then won't pick one up for a year. And with golf too, I've been a golf hater for 23 years. And this year I met my partner who is very, very into golf. And he got me all set up with everything I needed, and he's been teaching me, and it's been really, really fun. And I think that what surprises me most about two things like that is like they may seem, especially reading, like such a boring hobby. But if you're picking stuff up that you like, or trying something new, it can be life-changing. Like this year so far I've read 11 books.
11?
Yeah.
Wow.
My goal was 10 for the year. And I'm at 11 so far. And I've been golfing nearly every week, and it's all just like making time and trying new things. Yeah.
I think that's the novelty of life. That's how you keep that spark going,
Mm-hmm.
you know, like not like to be connected.
Yeah.
Right? You need to take the different route. You need to start that new chapter because it just all blends in together.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get caught up and you get to get bogged down and you look
Yes.
and you go throughout the week and you go, what
Mhm.
did I just do? You know?
Yeah, the days blend together. I always say,
Yeah.
like, when I'm at work, I work for 6 days a week, and I tell my friends, like, I'm sorry, I just do not exist.
Mhm.
When I'm at work, I don't exist.
Yeah, that's why I always kind of like when it comes to conversing with people at work, I always kind of ask people like weird questions. You know,
Mhm.
not like things that could get me in trouble, but like,
Yeah.
you know, what do you think of deja vu? You know, because like things to
Yeah.
spice things up, and it's just
Mhm.
it you remember the person better, you connect better,
Mhm.
and you just feel more connected. And
Yeah.
with reading with you, right?
Mhm.
It's something that you have never done, but like,
Yeah.
hey, now it's something that you actually really like.
Yeah.
But
It's
I think you were really into Harry Potter, no, and Hunger Games and all that. Yeah.
I've never read the Harry Potter books.
Really?
No. I've
Wow.
read 4 out of the 5 Hunger Games books.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just read the newest one.
Yeah. But still, no, it's not like you didn't read any of
It's
them.
not like I didn't read any of them. Yeah, like when I was younger and it was like when we were in school and even high school, like we were forced to read. Um, and like obviously those books, they come and they go. But actually picking up a book and finding out what you like and being able to like sitting there and reading it and picturing everything in your head, if like if that's something that appeals to you, it's just as good as seeing a movie sometimes.
Yeah. I think we've lost that creativity in us, you know,
Yeah, I
to like
agree.
think. Because
Mhm.
when you want to visualize something, you can just go on YouTube,
Yeah.
search it up,
Mhm.
AI generate it. It's like
Mhm.
we've lost that kind of long term kind of plan to be able to
Yeah.
visualize stuff
Mhm.
and just be creative with their minds,
Yeah.
right? You can do anything in your mind.
Yeah, it's
Like,
great. Like I pick up a book and I can see the apartment that it takes place in. I can picture the character, not how I would have seen her in a movie, but how I think she looks.
yeah,
And which will be different from how you think she looks.
yeah,
And I think that's like the good thing about reading is it just it lets you have creativity with guidelines,
yeah.
if that makes
No, that
sense.
makes sense.
Yeah.
I uh I can't build my own characters though. Like I always use my friends. Or like
Really?
yeah, or like if the character they describe looks like you, I
Yeah.
will have you in my head randomly.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Huh.
yeah.
Yeah.
Do you ever do that?
I can't say that that's quite how my brain works, but I've had other people who say similar or like that they can't even picture things in their head at all.
Yeah.
Which is also very interesting and um yeah,
Yeah, so you must think in images then.
I do.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean,
Yeah.
I have a voice in my head, but
Right.
I can see like in my brain.
What is it like if right now if I'm describing a house flying in the air with balloons attached to it,
Mhm.
right? And the storks flying,
Yep.
it hits the window.
Mhm.
You visualize that in the
Oh yeah.
picture?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see it like I can see it fully in my head,
Oh wow.
which I didn't realize was like such an uncommon thing. Well, maybe not uncommon. I think it is more common than I would think, but I've met a lot of people who just can't do that, which is
Yeah.
just blows my mind.
That's a gift.
It is, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's what kind of books are you reading to kind of enhance that?
I really like dark fiction. And not so much like horror or anything like that. I thought that's what I was into, but I really like psychological books and books that really make you think. I read a great one called Eileen by
Mhm.
Otessa Moshfegh, who is my favorite author. And her writing is just so detailed and grotesque.
Grotesque.
Yeah, so like the
Yeah.
character, every
Yeah.
character in all of her books, you hate them.
Yeah.
But you can't put it down because of the detail and you have to know what happens next. And in this book, there's a big twist that you like I didn't see coming. But yeah, that's the kind of book is like dark, psychological, makes you think, but also like allows you to visualize and gives you the detail that you need to really be immersed in the story.
Yeah. You ever read Gone Girl?
It's on my list.
Yeah, no, that one is a thriller too, and it
Yeah.
blew my mind.
The
it's just
movie's
like,
very good.
yeah, the book's even better.
Okay.
Yeah, the book's way better, and it's
Okay.
just like you get to actually, see what's inside Amy's head.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
because she's like, it's dark. It's really dark,
Mhm.
but at the same time, it's kind of romantic. You know?
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
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 The whole story
Like
is very interesting.
Yeah, they're both messed up, but
Oh,
it's
yeah.
just like,
Yeah.
that's awesome. And then with golf, have you when did you start?
I started 2-3 months ago.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so very, very new. But it's like I haven't picked up a sport in upwards of 6 or 7 years.
Because I know you were big into ringette, right?
Ringette and BMX racing.
Oh,
those were my main sports. I coached professionally for quite a while. I ran my own team, and then eventually I got into school and started to get real adult jobs, and I just couldn't. It didn't make sense for me to do it anymore. And it's not something that I would go back to. I hold very fond memories. Same with ringette, but it's just not for me anymore. It's too competitive for where I'm at. Where golf is like, I can keep track of my score if I really want, or I can keep track of it in smiley faces and frowny faces. And that's how well I did.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's just like it doesn't serve you anymore, right? And why
Yeah.
keep continuing to do it? Like, if do you journal a bunch?
I do.
Yeah, like what you notice is like when you have a clear head, then you kind of journal about it, like and you realize, hey, it's not really for you. Right?
Yeah, and that's like with BMX, there was lots of factors, and it was a very, very big part of my life. Obviously, that's what I was away every weekend. I was flying places to go and compete, and eventually I was like, this isn't fun. This sucks. And not for any reason that like it just became too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah, I feel like we all have that. There's a time when you should quit something.
Yeah.
Right? Like, because we're told to never give up, to keep hustling, everything's gonna work.
Yeah.
But you really have to decide what to do.
Yeah.
Because you can be climbing up the mountain and it could be the wrong mountain.
Absolutely.
Or you could be running in a race, and there's no cloud with the fishing rod guy telling you to go back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. In real life, there's no like that. You can keep traveling thousands and thousands of kilometers, and when you get there, it's like, oh wait, this is the wrong.
Yeah, and you've really gone nowhere.
Yeah.
At that point.
Yeah. It's tough. Like, how do you know when you're doing the right thing, though?
I think you don't feel stressed when you go there, and it's not an issue to get there.
But like, everything's gonna be stressful.
Of course,
you know what I mean?
It's not like
like, I'm sure at times, sorry to cut you off.
Oh, yeah.
Even at times reading can be stressful, and golfing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
With BMX specifically, and I felt this in my first couple years of school as well, is I genuinely dreaded going. I really it was a fight with myself to get places, because I just didn't enjoy being there. And finally, I took a look in the mirror and I was like, this is not where I'm supposed to be right now. I've had a lot of really good memories. I'll be back to visit, but this just isn't my place anymore. And I think once I made that realization, it made it a lot easier to leave, but then also to move on and find other things.
Yeah.
I have other hobbies, like I play music, and that took up a lot of time once I quit BMX. I wasn't there 4 days a week and on the weekends, traveling and stuff. And like with golf it's being outside, being with my friends, even if it's not like, I'm not going to compete. I'm not good, but making sure that what you're doing is actually fun and you're feeling fulfilled is, I think, the most important thing about finding new hobbies or continuing with hobbies you already have. Is if it's not fun and you don't like it, how are you doing it?
Yeah. I think there's, even with this podcast, you know, like it takes a lot of work for me to be able to, make a plan and communicate, edit, come up with a thumbnail, put it all together. And like, there's a lot of friction, but it's like friction that I'm willing to
Exactly.
suffer for. Like,
Yeah.
I think everything in life, I think Mark Manson has a saying of like, choose what you're gonna feel pain for. Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, whether it be if is this job, is it worth it? Is it like, because there's gonna be days where you're just gonna hate it. You know, you're just not gonna. But is it something that you're willing to fight for?
Yeah.
Right? Do you think that it's got a net positive value in your life? Because I think there's been many days where I'm just like, oh, I want to quit this. It's not that.
Yeah.
But then, you know, when your head is leveled on a day where you're not stressed, you go, oh, that's so much worth it. And that was just me because I was tired. But when you still feel dread and you still feel fatigued and uncomfortable thinking about what you just did, maybe it's not for you.
Yeah, absolutely. I 100% agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's I like that, the choose what you want to like
suffer for.
Yes.
Yeah, because there are no solutions, right? Only trade-offs. Like when you quit BMX, right, that you have all this time, you can do anything you want. But when you choose golfing, right, that means that you don't have as much time to spend time with other things. Right. And it's like, it's a give and take with these things.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
So how do you think there's pressure to have productive hobbies as an adult, or is it okay to do something just for fun?
I think there is a pressure. I think there is definitely, like, once you get older, it's frowned upon almost to sit on your ass all day and do nothing. Which, like, I would be more than happy to do.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I love doing nothing. But I think that when you pick up a new hobby, it doesn't have to be one or the other, fun or productive. It can be both, or it can be either. Reading, fun and productive, I think. Golf, maybe just more fun in my case. But yeah, especially reading being productive is like I learn. I'm actively learning and exercising my brain so that when I go to work the next day, I'm not fatigued and tired from doom scrolling on my phone all night.
Well, it depends what you think of as productive too. You know what I mean?
Like, different definitions.
Because a lot of people would say, oh, money, or oh, it's like peace, or oh, it's like the connections that you have. It's all very vague, right?
Yeah.
But like external factors like money, like health, those are very obvious. But peace and like being well rested, a lot of people don't think that's productive, but I think it is. You know?
I absolutely think
like
it is.
Journal, I think that's productive.
Oh,
when you're laying down and you don't feel stressed, you feel relaxed. I think that adds so much more willpower and drive to be able to care for your family, for your finances, for your health. I think that's just what I've actually realized recently is I was doing too much and I was sacrificing sleep. I was sacrificing the peace times, and I would be at work and I would just feel like a zombie, and it took a toll on my mental health.
Absolutely.
It's not worth it, you know, because we're here so like not that long, and why waste it on not getting 30 minutes more of sleep?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I agree. Like, I have in the past taken time off work for my mental health, and it's doing something other than what you have to do sometimes is, I think, the biggest cure. Is like, I have to go to work every day. I don't want to most days, but I do love my job. But I think that sometimes taking a step back and really looking at what you need, whether that's a day, whether that's a week, whether that's 2 weeks, to just collect yourself, whether it's an afternoon that you take just to do what you need to do to get yourself back on track, is so important.
Yeah. I feel like the people that I talk to in that chair right there, usually the people that listen to this podcast, they're usually the hustlers, you know, the go-getters. They want to improve mind, body, and soul. They want to have meaning, and they want to keep going, and that's kind of the type A person where it's like, it's hard for them to rest. Like, I'm sure you can relate to that, right? It's hard for you just not to do anything.
Yeah.
But there's also like a type B person where they're lazy. You know, they don't want to do anything, just sit at home, call in a bunch, don't want to study. And really, you have to decide, you have to be honest with yourself and be like, which type of person am I?
Yeah.
Like, you have to really get to know yourself, because the answers that come out could be very, very useful to your well-being, to how you go about life.
Yeah.
Like, if you're the type of person to, you know, get super, super depressed if you stay up after 12 and you don't get much sleep, why do you keep doing that? Or if you're the type of person to, you know, get all anxious if you don't take the weekend off, then why do you do that? You know what I mean? It's like taking the time to try novel things, try things differently, and be honest with yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, I think honestly, like, it's scary to a lot of people.
No, it's tough. Yeah.
I think sitting and just being alone with your thoughts and just like working through things and trying to find answers, like, why am I feeling tired today?
Yeah.
Is it because I only got 2 hours of sleep because I stayed up too late? Or is it something more?
Yeah.
And what path do I take to get to that solution? But yeah, I think, like, going back to like the productivity, I think, it really is what you deem to be productive.
No, I'm the same way. I've done a lot of self-reflection, done a meditation, a lot of prayer, a lot of looking myself in the mirror, you know, crying, like, is this really who I am?
Yeah.
Accepting and denial, the ebbs and flows of life. And there's all these questions of, when I'm tired, when I'm feeling depressed, anxious, like, okay, was it the 6 hours of sleep? Or was it because I'm thinking about something somebody told me in grade 3 that's still in my head?
Yeah.
You know, or is it that unresolved thing with my dad? Okay, I'm gonna fix that. I'm gonna talk to my dad. Like, hey, are we okay? Then let's resolve that. Okay, that's resolved. Wow, I feel much better.
Yeah.
It was that. Or it's like, okay, the next day maybe I'll get eight hours of sleep. I feel great. Okay, it's that. It could be all of the above.
Yeah.
Or it could be a lack of electrolytes, or it could be some novelty. You know, there's all these different routes, and I feel like we suffer more in imagination than in reality.
Yeah.
Right. We get into this anxious paralysis, you know, where we just don't do anything, but just take some time, you know, relax, and the things that bubble up to the surface, follow that, you know, be curious about it. And I think naturally people find answers for themselves. Like, if you give yourself some time, if you just if you don't scroll, if you don't ruminate, if you don't jump into catastrophic thoughts, like, you'll find a solution.
Yeah.
You know?
I agree. And like, with saying that, it is easy enough to, well, easier said than done, I should say, to do all that. But making sure that you also have the right supports in place is huge, because I can sit and reflect and work through all these problems. But if I don't have somebody or a couple people supporting me and just being like, hey, your feelings are valid, or hey, maybe you should try it this way, is like, I don't know where I'd be if I didn't have those people.
I think the way I've explained it many times now is, like, picture a plane, and that's where everybody is, like, in dots. Maybe some people are closer, maybe some people are farther, but usually we're all interconnected. You deviate away from that plane many times, like many times throughout the year, maybe more than others, maybe less than others. But if you're interconnected within that plane, other people will reach out and be like, hey, Tegan, get back here. You know, they'll lasso you over if they can't reach you. This is real life, okay? Stop going there.
Yeah.
You're getting crazy, you know? And then when that person drifts, you know, whether a wave comes and takes them, whether, you know, a tsunami, a tornado comes, and they get, you know, they're 2,000 miles away, and it's your job to look for them and then bring them back. Be like, hey, I got you.
Yeah.
You know? We can't get through this life alone. Like, I don't, like, there's all these, You ever see those like, yeah, I'm a self-made man, self-made millionaire? Like that's not. No, you don't get to places like every single billionaire, every single person that has their PhD, that's made it, that's like somebody gave birth to them.
Yeah.
You know, somebody nurtured them, somebody guided them, somebody helped them along the way. You couldn't do the things that you do without that car that somebody built.
Yeah.
Without that gift, that piece of advice that somebody changed your life on, and like the people supporting your business.
Yeah.
You know?
We thrive on human connection.
Yeah. That's the meaning of life, I think. Like,
Yeah.
I guess, yeah, that's the only way we can really feel human.
Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So how do you balance trying new hobbies with a busy work and home life?
I try to really include my friends in my hobbies. I have a few friends who are also getting into golf this year, which has been a lot of fun. We go together. But I have other friends, like my boyfriend, he golfs. So we've gone together. And then other hobbies like reading and stuff like that. I have my best friend who will go and sit in a cafe and she'll study and I'll read or whatever. But I do definitely try to include my friends in my hobbies and my family too, but also keeping my work life and my home life separate. I used to really struggle with bringing home work, and I would lay awake at night and be like, oh, I wonder what I did today that's going to get me fired tomorrow. And that used to be my life. And I would sit there all day and just ruminate. And when I decided that I needed to make a change, I was like, okay, I found these things that I enjoy doing, and this is how I like spending my time. Don't really want to do it alone. So I really think that keeping those separate domains and then having connection within them is really important.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, sorry.
But yeah, two birds, one stone, hey? I'm the same way where if I go to the gym, like at least once a week, I want a friend with me.
Yeah.
And then I'll like even filming for this, like I'm doing street interviews, I'll have a friend, you know, film, or it's so much more enjoyable with people.
Yeah.
And what you said about laying awake at night sometimes and looking at like, yeah, I'm the same way where like, oh, I said that one thing to that person and I'm gonna get fired.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, I won't be able to find a job. Next thing you know, I won't be able to pay the bills. Friends are all gonna ditch me, start doing crack. You know, next thing you know, Tegan walks by in White Ave and I'm begging for money. And she's like, Advin, what happened? No, really, like my brain goes there. It's crazy.
Yeah, no,
it's
trust
nuts.
me, mine does too.
I don't know like why it does that. Like actually, I was listening to this podcast with Mel Robbins. She had a neuroscientist come on and she was talking about brain damage, and they talked about car crashes, and my brain just went to me like getting in a car crash and be like, I drive all the time. I'm in the highways. It's bound to happen. And so I'm grieving the life that I have at work.
Yeah.
As I'm working. This just happened yesterday. No, yesterday, really.
Yeah.
I was grieving the life that I had, and I'm like, I'm gonna miss my friends. I'm gonna miss my ability to walk.
Yeah.
And I have brain damage, and I like accepted it. And I'm like, what? Where did this come from?
Yeah.
Like, why? And then, I really thought about it, and it's just like, I'd slept on it, and now today's a new day, and it's out of my head.
Exactly.
And I realized that like a lack of sleep is so crucial, or one of the biggest driving factors to overthinking. And I never trust my mind when I have like less than 7 hours of sleep or past like a certain time.
Yeah.
You don't trust your mind because sometimes your mind lies to you. It'll make you believe shit that's like not real.
Yeah.
We
just gaslight ourselves.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, because you repeat the same thing over and over and it becomes real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I I didn't really notice this at the time, but when I first started this podcast, when I first started content creation,
Mhm.
I used to do it solo for like the first 4 episodes,
Mhm.
and I'd retry. It would take me 2 hours to do like a 10-minute video.
Mhm.
Because my mental milieu was when I screwed up, when I had to retake, I'd call myself stupid.
Mhm.
I'd be like, you're so dumb. And I'd
Yeah.
use the F word like this. And I didn't notice it at the time,
Mhm.
but I was so harsh with myself.
Yeah.
Like I just kept calling myself names
Mhm.
all the time. I'm like, then I look back now, I'm like, I was not kind to myself, you know?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, having kindness to yourself is so important, and it's definitely something that I've been working on too, because I am also very hard on myself.
Yeah.
And it's like remembering that we make mistakes, and everybody makes mistakes, and we're not perfect, and that's easier. It's easier to say than it is to actually process.
Yeah.
Because like I can tell you all
Mhm.
day long that, oh, you're gonna make mistakes, but when you make a mistake, that goes out the window. That people make mistakes,
Yeah.
and now it's fuck. Sorry.
No, it's okay.
Okay. Now
Why?
it's
There's a lot. You can swear in the pod.
Oh,
like, I
okay,
don't mind.
okay.
I literally said shit like earlier. No.
Oh.
Yeah. But like, unless it's like you're gonna get in trouble in work or something.
Oh no.
No. Dude, I think
No.
people swear on podcasts all the time. I hear people with
Yeah.
PhDs and business CEOs.
Yeah.
I know it's not that bad anymore,
No.
right?
I just wasn't sure your vibe.
No. Yeah. No, you can swear. Okay, but
Okay.
go on with your story. Kindness to yourself.
Yes.
Yeah.
Being kind to yourself it's really hard. And like I can like I said, I can tell you you're gonna make mistakes all day long, but the minute you make a mistake, it's the end of the world.
Yeah.
And that's how it'll be until you really sit down and think about it and learn how to cope with making those mistakes. Because it's one thing to make a mistake or have something happen, an event, whatever, and be hard on yourself. But if you don't know how to cope and how to get out of that spiral, it's detrimental. It really is. It harms your personality, it harms your relationships. When you're hard on yourself, other people see that. And if you're hard on yourself, what do other people think of you? If I don't even like what I'm doing, how are other people supposed to like what I'm doing?
Yeah.
You know? And not that I like, not necessarily for approval, but like for connection, you know?
Like this person doesn't even like himself or
Yeah.
herself. Why would I want to be around this person, you know? And you can feel the energy.
Oh,
Like,
absolutely.
I don't know what it is, but like there's some people that I can just be around and I just know that there's so much love. Like when you love yourself so like a lot, it's in abundance, so you can give it. You know, versus when you're running on empty and you're still giving it to people, it doesn't.
Not the same.
It'll blow up one of these days. It's very unstable. You can see that like it's not consistent. Like it's very volatile, right? And of course, like we're gonna have bad days, but you can just like feel that energy, like the people are mean to themselves, you know, like, and then it's palpable. Like I feel it. Like I feel people's juju. Like I feel their atmosphere. You said something that just like brought something to mind. Yes, you can sit there and tell me, hey, Edwin, be kind to yourself. You know, don't be making mistakes so much. And it's okay if you do, you know, like just forgive yourself. But when it's actually down to it, you know, what do you do?
Yeah,
what
it's really hard.
You have all these things that work for you, right? Maybe you like cold showers, reading, golf is for you, novelty seeking, and just feeling and journaling. But that may not necessarily work for me. You know, like to be able to cope and to like, what does forgiving myself really mean? Like it's so ambiguous. Like, what does that mean for me? And it does, like for everyone, like, yes, we all need that, but it has to come to you in whatever way you can. And there's all these different routes and it's different for everyone.
Yeah. And like for me, my coping would be my personal hobbies. For you, it might be sitting down and editing, or I know you read a lot too. Maybe for you it's reading as well, but it's because we all come from different pain. So how are we supposed to treat all different pain the same way? you know?
Yeah. I don't think I've met like a person that's truly authentic
Hmm.
and was like, yeah, life is just so great 24/7. I've
Yeah.
never had to suffer in my life. Like, I've never had to experience pain.
Hmm.
Like, it's always like every single person has something, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Whether it be a person
Hmm.
that was bullied, or maybe it's a person that didn't really feel connected, but they
Hmm.
had everything,
Yeah.
It's always like, because if you in today's society, or I think it's always been like that. I think people like to go, hey, oh, that person's rich, thereby they don't have any problems, or
Hmm.
that person's so good looking, they
Hmm.
get all the ladies or all the
Yeah.
men or all the attention, that they
Hmm.
must not have anything.
Yeah.
But then you come to realize it's like, we're all struggling.
Hmm.
We all need some sort of way to slow ourselves down.
Yeah.
You know,
Absolutely.
like we're not. Yeah. It's tough because social media in the play,
Hmm.
and like with everything being in abundance, and all
Yeah.
this like AI with things changing,
Hmm.
right? The economy, finance. It can be a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So, what moment or milestone made you first feel like you were officially getting older?
Oh, I've had a lot of milestones that have should have told me that I feel like I'm an adult or getting older. I've graduated 3 times from 3 different places, and I have like wonderful friends who are getting married this summer, and I get to attend those weddings, and like I'm well on my way to a good career, and all of those things should have told me I'm an adult. But honestly, I think just emotional growth is been the biggest one, is understanding that all of this stuff is happening, but also that other people have lives, and being able to cope with um, things on my own rather than being codependent on other people really showed me that I think I'm grown up now, or getting there at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yes, since our last podcast, like, you look healthier, like you
Thank
sound
you.
healthier,
Thank you.
and I feel that you felt all these different emotions, and you've grown from them, and
Hmm.
you've been able to be more comfortable in your own skin.
Yeah.
It's never going to be 100% at the end of the
Yeah.
day, right? There's going to be days where it's just like too much, but
Hmm.
like having the tools there,
Yeah.
and just looking back and going, I this is me. I was at level 1. Now I'm
Hmm.
at like level 21.
Yeah.
And like maybe you'll go back to level 18, but
Hmm.
you remember you were at level 1.
Yeah.
Don't forget that.
Hmm.
I feel like that's the most potent antidote I have
Hmm.
to kind of like not feeling enough, because I still feel that
Yeah.
like that all the time. It's like, I can't forget that I was on episode 1. I can't
Hmm.
forget that I was in high school 6 years ago,
Hmm.
that I didn't feel as connected, that my relationships with my family
Yeah.
wasn't as good. Because
Hmm.
we're always looking at the other side of, oh, like
Hmm.
when this happens, I'll be happy.
Yeah.
When this finally happens, but then you come to realize is
Hmm.
you feel the same.
Yeah.
You just have that stuff.
Yeah.
You just have that vacation, and that
Hmm.
event happened, and it just comes by.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, I don't know. I remember everywhere I went, like when I told them my age, like I was like, oh, you're so young. I don't get that anymore.
Yeah.
Remember when that used to happen all the time? Oh, you're so young. You got all the
Hmm.
time in the world. Now it's like, nobody just mentions it. It's
Yeah.
like, now it's like kind of like urgency. Like, oh, what do you want
Hmm.
to do? What are you
Yeah.
doing? It's like,
Yeah.
yeah.
I definitely agree with that. Like
Mhm.
going into my first 2 years of university, I felt this like extreme urgency to get get my stuff done, get a job, start a family, like get married and buy a house. And now that I'm done school and 2 years into my career, I'm like, it's not. I got a little more time. Like, it doesn't. Not everything has to happen in this exact moment, because it's just not how it works. Because then when you rush things, you end up unhappy. You end up with the wrong person. You end up in a job that you hate. And I think taking your time and really understanding what you like is the remedy for a good adulthood.
Yeah, like a
Worthwhile.
worth living
Yeah.
situation, worth life, a life worth living.
There you go.
It's just there's so many routes.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I could do this. Like,
yeah.
I feel like as a creative such as yourself and a person that like puts themselves out there, I see you on TikTok, and I know you started that working out channel. You started that YouTube, and you've tried all these things, right? I feel like there's so many ideas, right? And it's like so many routes. It's like when Dora says, which way should we go? And then, but like in real life, there's like 1,000 different ways, like it's just like, which one do you choose?
And I think that's like the whole thing is when you're younger and in high school and early university, is like that urgency is to pick one route and that's your life. Whereas when you're out of university or you get a little bit more experience in there, learn way more things, it becomes way easier to see the different routes.
Yeah.
Because when I was younger, I knew thought I wanted to be a psychologist. Like that's what I went to school for, university. That was my first 2 years. And then I ended up hating it. I could not stand it. And I just realized like, okay, well, this isn't it for me. So I did some more research. I learned some more, and 5 more roads showed up in front of me. And I was like, okay, now I have, instead of one option, I have a billion.
Yeah.
And it's kind of, it relieves a lot of stress. Just like taking a second and being like, okay, is this really what I want to do? Is this the only road? Usually it's not.
Yeah. There's this idea of having different realms, having different baskets to put your confidence in. Because if you put in all your eggs in one basket and you trip and fall and now all your eggs are destroyed, then your self-worth feels like drained, and you have that scarcity mindset. Versus for you have all these different routes, and you can go, I could go here, if that doesn't work, I can go here. But then at the same time, you also have other things in your life, not just work.
Yeah, exactly.
You're confident in yourself as a daughter, like as a girlfriend, as a creative, as a person that reads. There's all these different things. So if one doesn't work, you still your friend, you're this, you're that.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of people have just their one thing, right? And they put too much time into it. So if you lose that and that pops,
got nothing else.
They got nothing else.
Yeah. And that's sorry, that was just like, that was my biggest fear, is getting older and not having anything to do. And that was a really big thing with when I was deciding if I wanted to leave BMX or not, was if I leave this, I don't do anything else. This was my thing. This was what I spent all of my time on for the last 6 years. And then once I let go of the idea that was the only thing for me, it was a lot easier to leave. Like I said earlier, I play music, and that took up a lot of time. I picked up the bass in my first year of university and taught myself how to play because I just had time, and I realized, hey, that's a cool instrument. Maybe I'll learn how to play it. I don't know.
Yeah. I really want to get into dancing. I really want to.
You totally should. Oh my god.
Yeah. I want to start making TikTok dances. But like not actually for the. Screw it, I'll post it. I don't know. I just feel like it's something that's calling for me. It's not like I want to go professional, know, but like it's cool to like. We have all these different ideas, and I feel like. Don't you think the average person is like that though? Like there's all these different ideas that bubble up to the surface, but I feel like most people aren't like don't actually take initiative into starting it.
Yeah.
You ever hear like I hear so many of my friends go, oh, I really want to do that, really want to do this. They don't ever do it. You know?
I 100% agree. That was kind of me with golf this year. Was I've never done it. I was a golf hater. I thought it was the most boring sport ever. And maybe it's just to watch is really boring.
Yeah.
But once my partner was like, "Hey, if you want to try, I will teach you and I will help you out." And I was like, "Okay, well now this is taking a step." And like I've have support with me, and like I don't know if you've picked up a relatively new hobby recently. It's scary to go out on your own and do these things. Like I went to my second round of golf ever. I went out with a girl I met on Facebook, and I joined a golf group, and this girl messaged and was like, "Hey, I have a tee time for this time on this Tuesday. Does anybody want to come?" And I was like,
Wow.
I'm not doing anything on that Tuesday.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Good
so
for you.
I messaged her and I was like, "Hey, I would love to. I'm very, very new. Please be patient." And she was like, "I only started at the end of last year, so we'll be at the same pace." And we went, and it was a blast. It was fun, like it was very low key, and there was no pressure.
Yeah.
Which was
Face your fears. Hey,
Yeah.
I think like the fact that you even agreed to that. Like most people would just be like, I don't know this person.
Yeah.
Right? Like I don't. Just started golf. Like I don't know if will even be compatible.
Yeah,
and
like, I took a chance, and I've there's been other girls that have like I've tried to set up tee times with, and it didn't work out, but I'm still actively a part of this group, and like there's always tee time matchups, or if a girl can't go to her ladies league, then I can step in if I wanted to and go and play.
Yeah, I went to Long Shots. You ever been there? It's like pretty close to here. Yeah, because I'm also trying to get into it. I want to play at least one, or I don't know, however they structure that, like one full course.
18 holes, yeah.
Yeah, at least one time before summer ends. With shout out to Severio,
Nice.
Hackman. Yeah, it's really good at it. So
Sweet.
I want.
And this red button is on. Does this need to be turned off?
No, that's on.
Oh, that's on. Oh, okay.
Unless it's blinking. Okay. But I can usually tell if it's off.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So how have your friendships and social priorities shifted as you've aged?
I definitely have like outgrown a lot of people. There's some people that I've met in my past that I was really close with, really enjoyed spending time with, and after a while it just wasn't right anymore. And I find that changes with your changing values, because the way I felt about certain things 4 years ago is way different than how I feel about certain things now. My opinions have changed, my values and what I hold dear to me has changed. And I think that a lot of my friends now hold those same values. And when there's values that are maybe not different, but are conflicting, is when it poses a problem. And I think that's like the main thing for me in my relationships as they change is finding people with those same values, because that's what forms connection, is having something to value together. I think that having differing opinions on stuff is natural, and it's going to happen. My boyfriend, my friends, and I, we don't agree on everything. We don't have to. But our values, holding things in our heart that are the same as one another, is, I think, really forms a deep connection.
I think like I have a value of being disciplined, and usually that means showing up on time. That means being there. That means, workouts. If you say you're going to be there, you're going to show up. Right. And that also kind of coincides with trust, and that coincides with loyalty. Yeah. And I think one value floods into the next, because if you just don't, like, you can be very loyal, but if you don't have discipline, then like the loyalty is nothing. Like you can be very compassionate, but if you don't have kind of being the genuine. What's the word for genuine? But like all these different values, they kind of interconnect. And
Yeah.
like the way I see it is like, if you're not empathetic and you're not willing to listen, then I don't want you to my life, right?
Yeah.
We could have opposing opinions. Like politically, I have so many friends from all sides. Like I have a friend that's super liberal. I have a friend that's super conservative. I have a friend that's like right in the middle, just like me. But like if they have the same values, then it works.
Yeah.
You know?
I agree.
Yeah.
Like I very much value respect and accountability.
The big one.
Yeah. And I find that if other people don't also value that same respect and accountability, I'm not going to be very happy when we argue and I take accountability and you're still blaming me. It's, mind you, not everything is equal, but also not everything is one-sided. So if me and my partner are getting into an argument, and it's mutual, why am I the only one taking the blame? Because that's now not respectful, and you're also not valuing that accountability that I value.
Unless you know in yourself that you were fully wrong.
Yes, 100%.
Because like I've been in a situation where I know, okay, I did it out of anger or I did it out of spite.
Yeah.
We're not perfect, right?
No,
it's
absolutely.
Just I constantly make mistakes every single day.
Yeah.
And if you don't take accountability for those times and you're just so one-sided, like I'm never wrong.
Yeah.
Then like relationships get tarnished. Relationships fall apart. It's a pattern.
Yeah.
Like how come with all 10 of your relationships, you're the one, doing this same exact thing.
Yeah.
Like it's like the same narrative. I know, and it starts to build a pattern.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, maybe you should look in the mirror, But accountability is big for me too. I think within my family, within my friends, you become closer to people, and you eventually do something wrong or they do something wrong. You talk on one, you go out for a little lunch date. It turns into a full blown argument over an idea.
Yeah.
Over, something that happened maybe a week ago that they should have told you.
Yeah.
But it all comes down. Okay, you guys need to make a compromise. Like do you actually value this relationship?
Yeah.
If so, you got to change things, because if this keeps happening and you're not able to deal with it efficiently, and it just it gets stored in. Because I feel like if it's not fully resolved, it's still stored.
Yes, I agree.
You know what I mean? And then maybe you don't feel it after they say sorry and they don't really mean it.
Yeah.
But it'll come out the next time. Like, I did the dishes that one time and you didn't thank me. I really wanted to thank you. And you made that comment about my body, or like you said I'm stupid, but I know you were just joking, but it still kind of hurt me. And that gets me thinking of this quote of unspoken expectations are premeditated resentments. So when you don't speak out the truth, and if you don't take accountability, if you don't actually tell people and actually talk, death by 1,000 cuts.
Yeah, I agree. I think if you're not laying out your expectations, and even like more specifically boundaries, you're not laying out those boundaries and they get crossed and that person doesn't know that they've crossed the line. It's hard to blame them because they didn't know. And how are they supposed to know if you're not being honest about what you need or what you want?
Yeah. Were you just lying to yourself?
Yeah.
Were you just like, were you just expecting them to read your mind?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, nobody can read minds, bud,
Yeah.
Do you think we ever really feel like we've grown up, or is it more of a constant transition?
I think it's a constant transition. I think we're constantly growing and changing and learning and meeting new people and experiencing new things. And I think that that's really what identifies growth, is those new experiences and new thoughts and ideas. I can sit and I can sit at work all day, every day for the next 50, not 50 years, 30 years. But have I really grown up if I, outside of work, am going home and going to bed? Am I really growing if I don't take this opportunity to advance in my job? What's growth without actual initiative to change, right? I think like, and especially like when we talked a year and a half ago, I was very much in a rut of, I don't know how to change. I don't know what I need to be doing. And I think that goes also back to what we were talking about reflection, is looking at yourself in the mirror, being like, what do I want out of life? And I think asking yourself that question is essential for growth, because if you don't know what you want, if you don't know what it takes to grow, you can't grow. And I think that's something that everybody should think about, especially as a young adult, even a teenager, is what do I really want out of life? How many paths do I want to see in front of me? You know?
Yeah. It's like charging to battle without, knowing what you're fighting for.
Yeah,
it's like,
absolutely.
what are you like, why are we here?
Yeah.
What are we doing? Like, why are you waking up every day?
Yeah.
If you're going to be at work and you're going through the motions, life will decide what your future is instead of you.
Yeah.
Like you just going with the flow. Like it's great, live in the moment.
Yeah.
It's great. Be present. But you have to have a long-term plan.
Yeah.
To be able to tackle the adversity that you're going to experience, you know, the kind of your existence in itself. Like, what do you actually want? You know, are these people the same? Like, are these people that you're surrounded with, are they actually helping you grow?
Yeah.
Or are they destroying you? Are you destroying them? Like, are you, I feel like the answers are in the questions we ask ourselves,
Yeah.
like because if you look onto, okay, what makes a person happy, right? Like, a person, golf. You could make an argument that a person is happy with golf. You can make an argument that with a job that they're making six figures. Yes. With a family, with a child, without a child, all these can make an argument. You're going to be stretched out in all these different directions. You won't truly know what you want. And if you're going to let life decide for you, the chances of you being truly fulfilled is slim to none. Yeah.
I agree. I with work, with school, with so many things that I've attempted to do, I have been told, don't, or you're not going to make it. Especially with my career, is like, it's a very high stress job. I was told I can't handle it. Had I listened, I might be doing something completely different. But I wanted to do that. And I feel so fulfilled because I, one, just tried it in general. I knew going in that if I hated what I was doing, I can leave and I can, like I said, go down a different path. But I made that choice. And I wanted to do that because I thought maybe this is what is going to make me feel fulfilled. And I think that not choosing, being passive, is the worst thing you can do. Because a passive life is what it is. It's passive. It's people are passing you by. Life is passing you by. You're not experiencing anything. And what's the point of being here on this earth and living if I'm not going out for Wednesday night drinks with my friends in the summer? If I could sit at home and do nothing and go to bed early, or I could go and have a great conversation with my friends and laugh all night. That seems a lot better to me than wasting away in my room.
Yeah. And it's going to require a lot of effort. Like, it takes a lot of effort to maintain friendships.
It does.
It does. Like, your body's telling you to just stay at home. Do nothing. And you deserve it after a long day at work.
Yeah.
but you really have to go out of your way to reach out. And there's that, there's that fear. Oh, what if they say no? We're like, okay, so what? They say no, plan again, right? Or if like that job doesn't work out, quit. Like it didn't work for you. Just do something else. I feel like there's that fear that we all have, like, what if it doesn't work? What if, then they'll be right. Okay, so what if they're right? Like, so what? It's not for them. This is not their lives.
Yeah.
Right? Because what I've realized is my family loves me. I love my family, and even I have my opinions and my brothers, my siblings, but I'm thinking about the best for them. But I don't actually know what they want. Like I can kind of picture them in certain occupations or certain creative outlets, but I'm not feeling what they're feeling. You know what I mean? Unless there was a device that made us actually empathize 100%. Then but so far it's been none. And it's just, my family told me, oh, don't run a marathon for your first one. Don't do it. It's just, you're gonna hurt yourself. I did it. I finished. I loved it. Don't run 100K. You're gonna hurt yourself. I did it. Don't like podcasts. Maybe you should, stick with just 30 minutes. Nobody really wants to listen to an hour, but I'm like, I like these long form conversations. You actually get to know someone, like an hour and a half, an hour minimum, right? And if I really enjoy it, like more than that. And if I'm just gonna keep following what's right to me. And of course, you have to make sure it's safe, and it's aligned with kind of the law, right? Because you can take that and go, I'm gonna destroy everything because that's what I think. No. Yeah. What is good for you and the betterment of the world?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. How do you take care of your mental health when going through big transitions like a new job or moving back home?
So when I first started in my field of choice, it was really scary. That was like my first adult job. And I wasn't even like full-time salary. I was just casual, like wage. And that was really scary. And being in a brand new environment where everybody is a lot older than me. I was the youngest person at my work for a while. And that's really daunting. And it takes an impact. Like, what if I'm not good enough? What if I am not knowledgeable enough yet? And that keyword is yet, because everybody else in this place started out at the exact same place that I was, where you don't know what you're doing and you're scared, you're terrified of what could happen, being fired, and all these things. But sticking through it and going to those supports around you are the only way to get through big transitions like that. Is like, I wouldn't have been able to start this new job without my mom and my dad supporting me, telling me that they think I can do it, because I sure didn't. And in the last year, I moved out and moved back home, which each time was a very hard time. Moving out was a lot easier than moving back in. Moving out, for the first little bit, I could do anything I wanted. I had so much freedom, and it was awesome. And then I realized, oh, I'm living by myself. I'm lonely, and I miss my dogs, and I miss my mom and my dad. And when I decided to move back home, that presented a whole nother set of challenges, which really weighed on my mental health. That being like, I'm a failure. I didn't make it on my own. How am I ever going to make it on my own? And I took that and I really thought about it. And this was around the time I took some time off work. I really sat down and I journaled a lot, and I asked opinions of my friends and what they thought of me moving back home, what they think I'm capable of. Because sometimes, like, it's enough. It's sometimes enough to say to yourself that I have what it takes, But sometimes you just need a little bit of outside reassurance, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I definitely think going to your supports and being like, hey, I'm struggling. I feel this way. I feel like I'm failing at life because I didn't make it for 7 months on my own. And now I have to move back in with my parents. When there's some people at our age who are still living with their parents. I still live with my parents. I moved back. Like, there's no such thing as failure in terms of things like that. It's a new starting point. And I think that moving out was a starting point. Moving back in was a new starting point. It wasn't an end. It might have been an end for my living on my own for that moment, but now it's a start of the next chapter of me working towards moving out again with people or with my partner. And I think that really understanding what it's doing to your mental health is a way to help your mental health.
Yeah, it's remarkable that you've gone through that journey, hey, and a lot of people go years and they don't find that answer. And I'm the same way too, where there's people in our grade that I'm connected to, and they've bought a house and they're moved out, and they've they're getting married, they have a girlfriend, and I'm here just podcasting twice a week. But then again, it's like it's a different chapter, and it's like there's no shame in that. Like, look at the connections that you make in your family, and like, and I think failure, it's such a, it goes back to like the subjectivity of it. Like, what does that even mean? Like, there's no one exit leads to an entrance.
And I was gonna say success is different to everybody. Like, what is successful for me might be very different than my friends who are getting married and starting families this year. That to me is success for them. That's awesome for them. I'm so happy for them. That for my life is not quite success. Like, for me, success is right now work. Is I want to advance. I want to do my best. I want to have a good, solid career for when I do decide that the next step of success is a family, marriage, a home. Whatever those next life goals might be for myself or anybody else is, it's determining what success is for you right now.
Yeah, and having that buffer period, right? And like, if you can't be making decisions on stress. And you gotta really take some time. And I think good for you for taking the time to actually journal it out and to come to this conclusion. I'm sure it was a lot of suffering prior to that, right? Up until you reach the conclusion. You go, oh, it's not like the way you say it now, it's like the truth for you. It's so honest. And I'm like, thank you. I feel like a lot of people need some people are listening right now and they relate so hard. I relate to it so much. But it's just like, I think for me, internalizing the bad, like, I feel like accepting that, like, those thoughts are going to be a part of you, and like working your way towards battling that every single day. It's always just, it's not like you're masking them, but like learning how to cope with them, learning to, narrative is a big thing.
Yes.
I know as humans, we are just so wired for narratives. Like, this, I'm a failure because of this. I'm successful because of this. I'm loved because of this. Now, you can frame anything for you. Like, so many people have framed like being a victim of war into this something where it made them thankful, something that made them value life, being enslaved and being tortured, versus another person can go, that totally messed up my life. I hate life. I'm gonna treat other people bad. And I think there's PTSD, which a lot of people experience, right? But actually, that's a minority of the people that go through traumatic events. Majority of people actually experience post-traumatic growth. So PTG, which a lot of people don't talk about, because like, majority of people, like the human spirit is actually so strong. Like think about all the times where you thought, this is it. This is my life. Can't get any worse. I've hit rock bottom. I'm never going to live anymore. You got over it, and somebody out there is experiencing the same thing, if not 10 times over.
Yeah.
And they got through it. They're going to get through it. You're going to get through it,
Yeah.
And it's remarkable how much we can take. We don't give ourselves enough credit to just
we
go.
Don't.
Sorry.
No, that's all good. I wasn't sure if that was mine.
Yeah, I don't know why it's blowing up. I don't think it's mine.
Oh, it might be.
Your phone's blowing up, Tegan. Yeah, I don't think it's mine. I'm like, I'm not that popular. But yeah, where was I? Yeah, we don't give ourselves enough grace, Like, I remember I suffered so many debilitating thoughts and things, like people have mistreated me and just life doesn't go my way. But there's times with I embody like a victim mindset, and I don't like that mindset.
Yeah.
But I got over it. I'm very immensely proud of how far I have come.
Yeah.
And like a little pat in the back, and just look in the mirror sometimes going, good job, high five.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think like thinking about, and mind you, you and I specifically had about a 4-year gap where we probably just didn't see each other, like maybe Snapchats, but like you from high school to seeing your growth to now is insane. Cause we were obviously, we were really close. Like we hung out. Group. Yeah, we hung out often.
Yeah.
And seeing you now is like you said to me, you look healthier. You sound healthier. You look happy.
Thank you. Yeah. Likewise. I'm super thankful to have seen the growth since even like we've been in the same class since grade 3. I came into Canada.
Yeah.
And then just like from like I remember just like you and Ringette, and then you were in like the Megan, the Liz friend group, in middle school, right? And then high school, right? When we would come back from the bus and like hang out at our friend's place, right? And we'd get in fights here and there, and it was over like the stupidest stuff. Now to like, discovering so much of life, and you've dealt with a lot of mental health issues, but to see you grow and have such like a firmer grasp on yourself, and reality, it's very inspiring. It's very hopeful. And I think there's someone out there listening to this that really will need this. And I think that someone like you could, I don't know, I feel that you're helping a lot of people out there. I'm sure. I know 100%, like I'm just assuming here, but I know you've helped a lot of people.
I try my best.
Yeah. Whether it be your work or just being you. It's crazy how much we've grown. Hey, it's yeah. Wow. But when was the last time since we were in grades 3? Like first time I met you, it was like 15 years,
something like that.
16 years. Nuts.
Yeah, that's wild.
But yeah, and we're still so young.
Yeah. Sometimes I think about that is like when I was younger, I couldn't wait to get older. And now that I'm older, I'm like, I'm not older. I'm still young. And I think it really didn't, it really put it into perspective for me when I was looking at my pension calculator, because I work salary full time with pension, and I have to work for 31 more years to get my full pension. That's ridiculous.
It's crazy. Hey? Yeah, 31 years. Like, who knows? Somebody asked me at the gym, like, what keeps me going. Like, they were actually like, they're an active listener of the podcast.
Awesome.
And yeah, they always pepper me with questions. I don't know. It feels weird. Sometimes I'll get approached and just ask questions. Why do you do it? This one guy, he asked me what keeps you going, and I thought about it, and I'm like, all the things that I've done so thus far,
Mhm.
if my life ended a year ago, this moment right now wouldn't happen.
Mhm.
And I'm going to look back, I'm going to listen back to this podcast maybe 10 years from now, maybe a
Mhm.
year from now, maybe, probably most likely after I'm done editing everything, like that moment wouldn't have been possible with Tegan.
Yeah.
That workout, that tea time,
Mhm.
that conversation. Yes, there's going to be a lot of pain in
Mhm.
between all that, but all the memories, you look
Yeah.
through all the pictures and the videos, right? And you go, that wouldn't have happened
Mhm.
if I didn't survive.
Yeah.
And I think it's so much more worth it to keep on
Mhm.
going, no
Yeah.
matter how tough
Mhm.
life may get.
Yeah.
Cause there's just so much beauty. I don't know.
Mhm.
Maybe I'm too optimistic, but yeah.
It's easy to say I would die for something. A
Mm,
lot harder to say I would live for something.
yeah.
And I think finding things to live for is the key right now.
Yeah. That's awesome. What's one mental health practice you wish you had learned earlier in life?
We've talked about it a few times already, but I definitely think journaling. I only started about a year ago, and I was working night shift, and I don't know, I was like, okay, I'll try it. I have nothing else to do on this 8-hour night shift. And once I opened the book and put my pen to the paper, it did not stop. And I think that the best thing about journaling is that there literally does not have to be any guidelines. You can follow a prompt or get a guided journal if you really want to, if you feel like you need that. But for me, I found that the easiest way is to literally write down every single thought that goes through my brain. Um, and it's a stream of consciousness. Like reading it back doesn't make sense. There's no punctuation, no grammar, but it's just it's everything that I feel in that moment. And then I close the book, it's gone. And I don't have to think about that until I choose to, or it comes back up and I need to journal about it again or talk about it with somebody or whatever. But it's such a good way to put it down, see it, and then put it away. You don't have to look at it ever again
Yeah.
if you don't want to.
Yeah. Do you find there's like a common theme that keeps coming back up?
I definitely think that like my big fears are ones that do come up. I think a lot of people feel this, but like being alone is definitely something that like I deal with, and I talk a lot about my friends and my relationships in my journal and my experiences with them, and then specifically how those experiences made me feel. Um, I think it's easy enough to write down everything that happened in your day, but if you don't actually write down how that one thing made you feel, what's the point in journaling? Because now you're just saying what you did that day. I can tell you what I did today, but it doesn't mean anything unless I tell you how I felt about those things. Yeah.
Yeah, I've journaled for almost 4 years now.
Okay.
And the theme that comes up is like discipline, about like, insecurities
Mm-hmm.
and like my relationships and
Yeah.
how I feel about all those. And am I actually running towards pain or
Mhm.
running away from things?
Yeah.
And all the answers bubble up. And
Yeah.
what I've also started doing is uploading everything online. So making a PDF out of everything.
Okay.
So then I can put it to ChatGPT and
Mhm.
just like get AI to help me about who I
Yeah.
am. It's
Okay.
just like I've only gone through like half a year so far.
Mhm.
It's so much work.
Oh, I bet.
So much. But yeah, like looking back, you just get to realize like how
Mhm.
complex you are, right?
Yeah.
And paper doesn't try to argue. Like
No.
I know Anne Frank said paper is patient. That's
Yes.
her words.
I have two different journals. I have one for 2024, one for 2025, and I looked back at my 2024 one, and what a deeply sad person I was at this specific time that I
Yeah.
was writing it. And I look back and I just even flip through the pages in my newer journal, and I'm so much happier. I'm so much more articulate. in what I'm feeling, how I'm feeling. And I think that only comes with practice, because that's what it is. It takes practice to.
Yeah. You're very well spoken.
Thank
now,
you.
compared to last time, like if you listen to the one we did, you can really see the amount of the words that you do select are true to you.
Yes.
I don't know. I feel like it's not just a coincidence. That's after reading so much and journaling so much.
Yeah.
You get to just be you, right?
Yeah. Your vocabulary expands, and then you kind of just, everybody obviously has their own way of speaking. And then when you are still constantly learning, you get to add more. And then maybe you look smarter, or maybe you are well spoken, and it's new skills that you learn.
Yeah. Are you doing it intentionally, like the pauses, like to think? Because that's something that I've had to add in, is being comfortable with thinking.
Yeah.
That's something I've heard from a YouTuber that I watched, and how to speak efficiently and communicate efficiently. Pauses, because it gives yourself time to think. Because silence is something people fear.
Yes.
And you notice that there's some guests, like we don't ever have silence, but for you, I have some time to actually absorb information.
Yeah, I think that, like, and mind you, I did prep, but even like right now, like trying to think of the right words to say that make sense, and that make sense to me, and really get across what I want to say. I can sit here and speak out of my ass for an hour. What's the point if I'm not actually saying what I feel or what I actually want to say?
Yeah. You can't memorize an hour and a half of convo. You know what I mean? You can have like a guideline, and but you can just, it has to be true to you.
Yeah.
Because I think you can kind of see through the cracks when someone's lying. You know what I mean? When somebody says something that they don't really know anything about.
Yeah.
Like if you have to lie about yourself, you can sense it. Like a lot of whether it be about like the vocab and like their eye contact, right? And it's like, I think a lot of people just want to be liked, and so they pretend someone who they're not to be, which just puts their self-worth at risk and plunges them into a whole world of hell.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you stay grounded and resilient when life feels uncertain or out of your control?
I felt this a lot in the last year, where I just feel like I am not in control of anything, and life is happening around me, and I don't have at that current moment a place in it. Not that like I just didn't feel like I knew what I was doing. I didn't have any, not guidance, but any real perspective. And I think what really has helped me stay grounded is taking time for myself. Because I, like with my hobbies, I love to include my friends in them. But I also realized that when I have a day off and I don't have anything on my calendar, that's the best day ever. Because I get to sit with myself, and I get to think what I want. I get to talk to who I want. If I so choose, on the phone or FaceTime, whatever, I can lay in bed all day. And I think that taking that time and taking care of yourself and what you need in that moment is the best thing to keep you grounded and in touch with reality. Because I think the moment that you stop taking care of yourself and you're only taking care of other people's needs is where you lose yourself and you lose reality. I spend 90% of my free time with my friends and my family if I'm not at work. That last 10% is precious. It is so important to me to sit and log 5 hours on Animal Crossing. That's what, and it's stupid because it's a video game, but that's what my mental health needs in that moment. Or a walk and meeting my friends at the pickleball courts to play around with them. Like that's That's what's important is taking time to do what you want to do, not so much what other people want.
Yeah. Thank you so much for coming on the long-term podcast, Tegan. I really admire your growth. You're very well spoken now. And I think the years to come will only add to who you are as a person.
Thank you.
And I really want to speak to you again a year from now to see what's going on.
Absolutely.
I think, I don't know, it's phenomenal how far you have come as a person. And I expect great things. And I know you're helping a lot of people. And yeah, it's like, do you have any last words to the audience out there who are struggling with their mental health?
Yeah. I learned this from a coworker of mine, and this has been the number one piece of advice that has changed my life. And I think that this really ties in what we were talking about today, but if it's not fuck yes, it's hell no. And I think that's what my advice.
If it's not fuck yes, then it's hell no.
Yeah.
And some solid advice. Yeah, thank you so much. And as always, to everyone listening and watching, there is a place for you in this chaotic world. Never lose hope. Strengthen your faith and keep it long term. Tegan Pasitney, everyone. Peace. Awesome. What'd you think?
That was awesome. I definitely like